In his book *Sapiens*, Yuval Noah Harari argues that one of humanity's most extraordinary abilities is our capacity to organize ourselves around shared stories. Money, nations, corporations, laws, social conventions. I mean, these aren't physical realities like a mountain or a tree, yet our shared belief in them allows millions of relative strangers to cooperate. Stories are what holds societies together, but there's a danger when we start confusing a useful story with an objective description of reality. And we do this with human behavior all the time. Someone is exhausted, their marriage is struggling, maybe their work has become overwhelming, and as a result, their sleep hygiene suffers, they stop exercising, and worse, their financial situation has changed, but their responsibilities have increased. Bottom line is, they're struggling to change. And there are dozens of questions we could ask for context here, but instead we usually reach for the most culturally satisfying explanation. They're weak, they lack discipline, they're making bad choices. They must not really want it badly enough, and that story survives because it's simple. Human behavior, however, is anything but. And once we become emotionally invested in explanation, contradictory evidence feels less like more information and more like an attack on the story. Worse, an attack on a group's collective identity, like ordering a bacon cheeseburger at a vegan restaurant. So perhaps when you're struggling with burnout, the answer isn't another declaration about who you need to become. Maybe you need to ask better questions. Research by Ibrahim Sene and colleagues offer an interesting clue. Participants were primed with interrogative self-talk. Essentially, will I rather than I will. And the will I people demonstrated greater goal-oriented behavior, and they generated more intrinsic motivation before acting. Questions create somewhere for the mind to go. So when you're struggling, try this. Question 1, why is making this change difficult right now? Not what's wrong with me. Number 2, what matters enough to me that I would still want to do this and move forward even if no one knew? That separates your values from the cultural chorus of what you should want, should accomplish, or should be capable of. 3, given the capacity I have today, what's one experiment I'm willing to try? Not the capacity you had 5 years ago, not the capacity Instagram thinks you should have, and definitely not the capacity someone who sells discipline thinks you should have. Then experiment, observe, learn, and then adjust. Because the antidote to dogma isn't better dogma, it's curiosity. And when your life is complicated, curiosity may get you considerably further than putting yourself on trial.